Hi everybody, welcome to a week of hope. Yesterday at church we heard a lot about hope, didn't we? And that reality of hope in the middle of mental health struggles, in terms of stress and challenges of our life and our world. There is hope, and hope's coming. This week, that's what we're joining together, is to share the hope that's Jesus Christ. Not the hope that we'll be able to go on holiday abroad or go out for a meal or this or that, but our hope that whatever happens, it's him. He's brilliant. He's beautiful. He is the most amazing thing ever, and we get to share that. So can I encourage you, engage with all the things that are going on this week, and especially be praying and inviting people to watch the stream on Sunday, because we're going to share hope with people. And we're going to share the message that's the best thing that anyone can ever hear and give them the greatest opportunity of their lives. Amen? So please be praying. But we've been talking, haven't we? And I just want to do a little bit more talking about how we move forward together, what it means for us as church. It's been, as I've shared, we're all finding it hard and it's difficult to know what to do and what not to do. But I just wanted to speak into a few things. So firstly, out of some of the stuff we shared last week, a few people have asked, well, why have we decided not to meet? There is government guidance about being able to meet maybe in a space and with social distancing and all those sort of things. So in terms of responding to that, firstly, totally get where you're coming from. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to meet with tens, hundreds, thousands of people. You know, I love those gatherings, but that's not church. And so just first and foremost to say we haven't decided not to. What we are trying to do is just take it slow. Yeah, see what's going on, see what's happening, and just continue just to grow what we're doing and not to rush forward. In doing any of those things, there's a huge amount, because you do it as an organisation, not that we don't care, there's a lot of expense, planning, recording of information. It's quite a stressful thing to do. And so at the moment, we haven't decided not to. We're just saying, hey, for the next few weeks, we're just going to do this, see what goes on, make sure everybody's okay as we continue to move into this next season, whatever that looks like. We want to be responsive. But I think at the core of it, there's a really massive challenge that we're all facing, which is what is church. If through the church, the manifold wisdom of God is to be revealed. That's in Ephesians. That's the whole unknowledge of God, who he is and everything that he's about is to be made known through the church. What is that? It can't be a gathering, can it? It can't be a building. It's got to be something more. And I found it really challenging because I think, as part of what, we're the sort of newer church movement, house church movement, whatever you want to call it, we can often think of ourselves, hey, we're on the sort of pinnacle of, Christianity. We have all that weight of history behind us, and we've freed ourselves from sort of, church buildings and denominational entanglements. And yet, I was chatting to my brother about this, to realise actually all we've done is replace the church building with a gathering on Sunday. And guys, neither of those is church. You could do both of those things, go to one, attend the other, and not be church, and you could take all away and still be church. Years ago, I'm sorry Phil, I forgot to look it up, but I know Phil Baker had a vision, and in it he saw our area, and it was like dark, and he saw these lights coming on, and these little flames in a sense burning all across this area, and they were homes alight with the gospel that's Jesus Christ. God always works. And if you read the story of Joseph, you see he didn't make bad things happen for Joseph, but within the bad things that happened for Joseph, he was glorious and he was good, and he still brought about redemption. So God has not brought in COVID-19. He's not angry at the nation and wanting to bring it down. But within the mess, he is at work. And at this time, I believe God's desire has been to set our homes, the places we live, ablaze for his glory. If someone did a documentary and they recorded you in your home for 1 week, would they conclude that you're a Christian? Would they see church? It's a good one, that, isn't it? Bit of one to grapple with and think about. Church is you. You are church. And every time we meet another believer, we have the opportunity to church it. And I believe at this time, if we can discover this, because Paul says it, he cries out, do you know, the whole of this can be encapsulated in one little verse. It's in 1 Colossians. It says, turn the page, 1 Colossians, one verse 27, that the whole of it, what is the point of life? What has gone wrong? How are we going to get saved? Is there a God? All of this stuff is answered in this one thing. Christ in you. It says, Colossians 1:27, Christ in you, the hope of glory. Paul says this is the mystery. This is the whole thing. Jesus in your life. Hope for glory. Outbreak of God's presence. You filled with Jesus. That's the point. That's existence. That's what we're living for. What a time we have, guys, to wake up to this. What a time we have to say, actually, in my life this week, how am I going to church it? You know, if you're newer to faith or maybe not quite there yet, that's cool. We're here for you. There's a place where those of us that maybe have been with Jesus for a few years, we help you and we encourage and show you what that is. But if you've been walking with Jesus for a few years, this is our time, guys, to wake up to be this church thing. Because we weren't doing it before. We weren't changing the nation. We weren't seeing his glory come. We weren't challenging the institutions and the laws that were going on that stood against Christ. We were sidelined. So let's not hunger for something that wasn't doing it in the first place. I miss it, please hear me. But let's not be in that place. And Andrew Price contacted me last week and said he'd been praying for us, and he really felt, and I'm going to get him to share a couple Sundays' time on this, but he said as he was praying, he felt it's a time to strengthen, not to survive. This is your time to get strong in God. Ephesians 6, to stand, put on the whole armour and take your stand, to know your feet are upon a rock, that you are clothed in heavenly armour. And whether you're struggling in here or in here, that actually you are safe in him, that he is for you and not against you, that his purpose is sure, that your destination is secured, and that he wants to show who he is to those around, to those in your life. It's a time to strengthen. It's a time to regularly develop rhythms in your life. So what does worship look like? What does prayer look like? What does reading the Bible look like? What does breaking bread, sharing communion look like? Those four things are recognised historical disciplines, things the ancients, things that heroes who've gone before us have practiced, have put in place, have been disciplined, because they say in these things and more, I can know the creator of all, the lover of my soul, the King of kings, and can make him known. And these aren't things that I'm supposed to organise for us as HCC. These aren't things that we have some rota for or some plan. These are things in your life personally we need to take. So within the context of your own life, what do those four things look like? Worship, prayer, reading the word, taking communion. How can you do those things this week? How can you maybe, if you want to meet up outside with some people, you could do that. If you feel comfortable and it's safe and everyone's in agreement, you could do that in a home. Just one other person. Be church. Strengthen yourself in these days, because we are waiting and we are expectant that God's going to move. Love you guys so much, and just praying that God will hear from heaven, answer our prayers and heal our prayers.